NBA.com/open court.
Clear stars of the future, if not already.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome to the very latest edition of Open Court, NBA's next generation. We've got with us some of the best up-and-coming young talents in the NBA. Devin Booker, D'Angelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid, a.k.a. The Process, and now I've learned, a.k.a. The Prom King. This is a new one, but it sticks, right?
That's him. He's the man.
Let's get right to it. What do you guys know about playing in the NBA that you just can't know until you're out there?
I mean, I think it's more the speed, just reacting. First time when you're out there, you don't really know what you're doing. You're just trying to adjust to the speed of the game. Decisions got to be made so quick. I think when people watch it on TV, they don't realize how quick we're actually moving on the court until they're, at the game themselves. So I think sometimes film lies about how quick people are. We was playing LeBron the other day, and LeBron on tape does not look like LeBron on the court. So, again, we're moving so quick, and the decision can be made so quick that I think sometimes fans and people don't understand the amount of concentration and preparation that goes into winning a game.
How different is it when you're out there? I mean, you watched it your entire life. You think you know what it is, you played at a high level, and then you get out there and you find out what?
Like you said, piggyback off that, the speed's really the main focus, I would say. And then guys are better than you expect too. You come into the league, you don't realize how the players that you don't really hear about, you hear about all the top names or whatnot, and then you don't anticipate the guys that you don't really hear about their game. And their first year, you kind of get a welcome in on that.
Just what D'Angelo said, the nights that you think are going to be off nights, when you think your matchup isn't as tough as it really is, there's no off nights in the NBA. Physicality, especially with us being young in the league, older guys can be extra physical with us. I've noticed that a couple times, and they always say they're playing for different reasons. I don't have any kids or anything, so they say they're playing to feed their family. We're just playing for fun, but we love the game too, so we kind of have a chip on our shoulder also.
I mean, just like they all mentioned, it's all about the speed of the game, The 2 years that I missed, I was mainly playing one-on-one. I didn't really get to practice against my teammates, and getting on the court and finally be able to play against everybody, all those guys, it's just a different type of physicality. Everybody's strong, everybody's fast. So now it's about you using what you worked on, and yeah.
You mentioned that there have been guys you've played against who maybe you underestimated just by watching on TV. Who are a couple of those guys who made you think, oh, wait, this is what the NBA is?
I don't really like giving credit to nobody.
We won't tell.
I mean, I wish, but I don't know. I'm gonna pass on that part of just saying any names, but just like he said, you go into a game thinking that the matchup isn't an all-star guy that you know, and then that guy might sit out a night and he's getting rest or whatever, the guy you was participating in matching up against, and then you play against somebody else, their backup, and he's just as good, or you wasn't expecting that, you know what I'm saying? And so welcome.
How often have you been surprised by a guy you'd seen on TV?
Yeah. I have a name. I'd say Marco Bellinelli. I played him in one of my first preseason games last year, and he went right at me. They ran like every play for him, a bunch of pin downs. He had a lot of pump fakes. I was falling for every pump fake, so he had me off balance the whole game. And Marco Bellinelli isn't someone you grow up idolizing or watch. I'm gonna tune into this game to watch him, but that day he was tough to defend.
Anybody stand out for you guys? You mentioned LeBron. I mean, and for you guys, especially in the paint, there's a strength factor too.
I mean, yeah, I think, like they said, there's a lot of names that are just not all-stars, superstars in the league that you got to tremendously respect. When I was growing up watching Brandon Bass play with the Celtics and KG, I always had a lot of respect for his game when I got a chance to play against him when he was on the Clippers, his touch around the basket, his ability, and his strength really comes out when you actually have to go against him one-on-one. So you know, it made me respect them even more than I already did coming into the game. But like they said, you know, everyone doesn't have to be a superstar. There's a reason why they're NBA players. They're the best of the best the world has to offer in the game of basketball.
What do you think, Joel? Have there been a couple of guys in particular who have surprised you, caught you off guard?
I wouldn't say really anybody. I've been surprised about how like physical and strong all those big men are. But I don't know, I wouldn't say anybody.
Who's the player, past or present, you think you've copied the most?
I'm not there yet, but I think I used to be watching Hakeem a lot. So I used to watch him a lot and like trying to copy what he does, but I don't think I've shown like what I could really do or what he used to do yet, and I'm still working on it, but I would say Hakeem has been one of the main guys.
Carl?
I don't know. That's a hard question. I mean, I've always played this game and I always worked in the gym, you know, to be my own player, be the first of my own kind. So I don't really know. I mean, I've taken a lot of flavors from a lot of different players, but I've always been big about being my own player. So I really can't. I don't know how to answer that. I just always been trying to be the first version of myself.
You guys?
I mean, I agree with that part, but when you watch some of these guys a lot growing up, you try to emulate your game after somebody's. And one person I could really mention is Chauncey Billups. You know, big guard, kind of played really savvy and smooth, and he was thinking every possession. You know, and it seemed like he was just two steps ahead. So I'm definitely not there yet. You know, I got a lot of ways to go, but he's a person I can say.
I wouldn't say just one person. I'd say just the shooting guard position as a whole. You know, I watch everybody's game, pick bits and pieces from each and everybody. So I grew up in Michigan. Like he said, Chauncey, I was a big Rip Hamilton fan, the way he moved without the ball. And then obviously Ray Allen in Boston, one of the best shooters to ever play the game. So just studying, you know, how they do different things on the court, how they get open, how they work pin downs, just a bunch of things I just studied, but I wouldn't just say one person.
When I get to lace up my shoes, I know I'm going against the best of the best. I think the competition is what fuels me the most.
I would say just the relationships you gain.
Just taking care of family and affecting people's lives on and off the court.
What is the best part about NBA life? It's a pretty good gig.
I think the biggest thing for me, when I get to lace up my shoes, I know I'm going against the best of the best. I think the competition is what fuels me the most. Every single day, you know, you're going against the best the world has to offer in this game of basketball. I think that's the best part of my job, of being an NBA player, you know, to know that, you know, there's never going to be a dull night. Every night's going to be exciting. You get a chance to go out there and perform at the highest level.
I mean, for me, I think it's about how much fun you have. You know, lately I've been having a lot of fun.
Wait, you're having fun? I hadn't picked up on that. You're enjoying this.
I don't know. Yeah, but like I said, it's about having fun, and it's not just about the fun off the court. On the court, you know, going up against him. It's just fun going up against him. He's great player, and he's going to even get better, you know. So just about like the challenge every night, going against somebody that wants you, or that you want to show that you're better than. It's just fun.
I would say just the relationships you gain, you know, off the court throughout the process, you figure out, shout out to him, but the relationships that you gain as far as growing up, you're playing against some of these similar faces, and then when you get out there and you're having all this fun off the court, and then when you get out there, it might be a quick like dap or nod, like, you know, it's business, you know, and then after the game, it's all love again, and just how you can see how professional everybody is when you're going towards one of your guys you grew up with, or a guy you don't have that much respect for. It's just everybody has that business-like approach, and the reason that they're playing, you know. So
I'll say kind of what D'Angelo said, the relationships that you can build. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't matter who it is. You know, somebody's a fan of some sport. That's the beauty of sports. So, you know, you meet CEOs of companies, you meet people all around the world, and you develop those relationships that'll last a lifetime. Also, I'd say just being able to take care of your family, putting smiles on people's faces. I mean, my mom's never really been a basketball fan. My sister's never really been a basketball fan, but they support me to the end. They watch every game. They watch a bunch of games around the NBA now. So putting smiles on their faces, just taking care of family and affecting people's lives on and off the court.
And that's the biggest thing. I mean, I think this platform, like they said, the piggyback is like, you know, we get to help so many people, you know, and that's the awesome thing about this platform that, you know, we've put all this hard work in, blood, sweat, and tears and to this game and this craft for us to not only be able to help our families and ourselves, but to help the community that we're part of, you know, to be able to help everyone from Louisville to even Cameroon. I mean, that's big. I mean, to be able to cross borders and affect lives of millions of people that, you know, we may never get to meet, but to know that we were able to touch them in a certain way is a great thing about basketball and the sport is because it's so worldwide known.
Doesn't mean it's all easy, though. What is the toughest part of NBA life?
Schedule. I'll say right now, the schedule, different cities every night. I know in my rookie year, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and not even know what city I'm in. So,
Room numbers.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
it's unbelievable. And just the workload it has on your body, but you know, we signed up for this. I mean, I love the sport, so I don't really have any complaints. I mean, we take care of our bodies, but you know, it is tough sometimes.
Do you have a room number system?
Man, last year, honestly, I would take pictures of my room number. There's a few times where I went to the wrong room and had security or somebody call down or try to bring somebody up to, you know, show that it's not my room or something like that. But I would say just the routine, you know, figuring out a routine for yourself. You see a lot of vets in the league that have these crazy routines that they've been doing for years, you know, and it goes from eating the same meal on game day, from tying your shoes the same way every game, you know. That's the biggest thing. As soon as you find your routine, it helps you be more professional towards your approach to the game, and it just makes it easier.
How was that adjustment for you? The travel, the back-to-backs, the flying, the hotels, all that stuff?
I mean, it was different. I mean, for us to come into something like that, you know, in college, you know, you're only used to maybe traveling once or twice a week, and now you're traveling maybe twice on 2 days straight, so on a back-to-back. So it was different. You know, we came into the league, us three, you know, all of us mostly got to play in this league when the back-to-backs were taken out. So, you know, we only felt back-to-backs, and I mean, it's rough. The body, you know, it doesn't get a chance to really heal much, but like they said, the schedule is strenuous, especially on your body, so you find ways to take care of your body different ways, eat right. It's so important to that nutrition. What you put in your body, especially during these kind of stretches when you're talking about having 5 games in 7 days. So schedule is probably the biggest thing, but just adjust by finding ways, asking your vets how they do it.
You guys know all the older guys are watching this right now and going, you guys have no idea.
Right.
That's how it always is gonna be.
We haven't even experienced the playoffs and stuff like that, you know. 82 games plus, you know what I'm saying, plus playoffs. I give the upright respect to some of the veteran guys like Tim Duncan, all those guys that have been in the playoffs, deep in the playoffs,
Yeah.
multiple years back to back, you know. So.
You know, I just want to win a championship, and I want to win it sooner than later.
Missing 2 years, I've learned patience, how to stay patient. At one point, I thought about quitting. I just wanted to go back home and just forget everything.
People talk about what a young NBA, how young the NBA is right now with all the younger players coming in. Does it feel like a young league from where you sit?
Basketball is the epitome of a young man's game.
I think it feels like a young league, you know. You got all these guys called D'Angelo, the Kristaps, the Devin, and everybody's doing good. Everybody has been playing well, and you know, and then you got the LeBron who are much older. But I think the league is going back to those days again of being young and having young talents really dominating.
How often are you reminded of your age playing in the NBA?
Every day in the locker room, especially with someone like Tyson Chandler. Been in the league 16, 17 years, and I'm only 20. So, and then I had a chance to play against Kobe last year. He's been in the league before I was born. So, you know, they let you know every day especially when you're a rookie, the rookie duties. I'm off those now, so I'm good. But, you know, they'll let you know. They give you life advice. I get a lot of life advice in my locker room.
Want it or not?
Sometimes. It's valuable, though. It's good. It's good to hear it from somebody other than your parents.
You know, we hear from ex-players and older players all the time about how fast it goes, how quickly the career goes by, and the next thing they know, they're 12 or 15 years in and they're chasing a championship maybe. Do you have a 10-year plan as you look ahead?
I mean, I feel like everybody has the same goals. Everybody wants to win a championship. Everybody wants to have those individual accolades that they want to reach. But I try to pride myself into living into the moment and living with the results years to come down the line. So I don't really do that.
Do you feel like there's any sense of urgency at this point in your life? I mean, for most of us, when we're your age, you don't think that way. But an NBA career can be a short thing.
I mean, I think for me, sometimes I'm not the most patient person. So, you know, I just want to win a championship, and I want to win it sooner than later. You know, I want to have the opportunity to be deep in the playoffs and give myself a chance to be a possible NBA champion. So, you know, I'm working every single day, you know, to be the best player I could be a better teammate, be a better leader, and, you know, just help my team as much as possible, make that deep run.
I mean, for me, it's about taking it step by steps, you know. Missing 2 years, I've learned patience, how to stay patient. I'm like him. I didn't know how to deal with patience. I just wanted to do stuff. That's why I think I needed a second surgery, because after my first one, I just wanted to play basketball again. I just wanted to be on the court, and I pushed through what I wasn't supposed to. So I learned how to be patient. But like I said, just taking it step by steps. You know, the past 2 years with my team, you know, we've been pretty bad, and then this year we're doing a better job, and so next year I think we're gonna make the playoffs, and after that we set new goals for ourselves.
What was the toughest part for you during the 2 years? I mean, was it the rehab itself? Was it just the waiting around, the not being able to show what you could do?
Joel Embiid, boy, you lick your lips at thinking about how good that young fella could be, the third pick in the draft.
I think it was a mix of everything. Not being able to play, going through rehab, that was really my first time hurt. I lost my brother too. At one point I thought about quitting. I just wanted to go back home and just forget everything. But I think it was just a mix of everything, not being able to play, just dealing with rehab, and everybody in your ear, everybody following you around, telling you what to do. I was traveling with the team. It was hard to schedule. It was insane. I mean, I wasn't playing, but I still had to be all over the place.
You guys are obviously all high picks, and you're all on teams that are looking to you to help turn things around. Faces of franchises. Do you feel the weight of that responsibility at this point in your career?
We do. But, I mean, I'm only speaking for myself. I'm sure the same way. We like that pressure. I think that's why, you know, we're in the situation that we are now. I think we all embrace it and just take it on. Each and every night, just try to prove ourselves. We know we're young in this league, and we know nothing's going to be given to us. So every night, you know, we're trying to prove something.
Even more so when you're playing for a franchise like the LA Lakers, right? I mean, they're not exactly the most patient folks out there in LA.
Yeah, but that takes the pressure to another level. When they're not, you know what I'm saying, they're not as patient, and you know everybody wants the opportunity to play for the Lakers or be in LA, or, you know what I'm saying, live that type of lifestyle, because that's what LA's like a home to the NBA in the summertime, you know. But like you say, the pressure is fun, you know. Like you said, a few of us up here were struggling as a team, and you got guys looking for you to turn the franchise around, but you also got other guys on your team that feel the same way, and nobody likes losing. I would say, piggybacking off the first question you asked us about what was the hardest thing, I would say losing in this league. You know, coming up, I don't think any of us in here were losers. College didn't really lose, high school didn't really lose, so when you lose in the NBA, it's like, dang, we lost, and then you rack up losses in a row, and then you look up and your record's not even that bad. You lost a few in a row, and then it's 82 games as a total. It's just like you got to get past that loss and go to the next one. But being young in the league is just it's something you got to deal with. Everybody was young once.
You're never going to like it, obviously, but do you learn things from the losses?
You got to. I mean, that's the only way you get better. I mean, you got to fail to succeed. You know, I never heard a person succeed just off of succeeding. You know, they never just continuously won. You know, you gotta fall sometimes to realize how you gotta get better. So you find different ways when you lose to make yourself a better player, make yourself a better team, make yourself a better human being. So, you know, from losses that we've had, you know, even the loss I had in college, you know, it taught me a lot about, you know, humility, about, you know, taking the opportunity you have to the fullest extent and making sure you don't let any chance to do something great in life slip by.
You're the perfect example of this. Rookie of the Year season, put up great numbers. The record's not where you want to be. What have you learned about the difference between winning and losing in the NBA?
I mean, it's different. You know, when you put up, I think we've all had this kind of feeling where, you know, you put up great stats in a night, you're almost guaranteed to win, especially in high school and college. And, you know, it's not the same way in the NBA. You know, you have people who put up crazy numbers, you know, 60 points, just for instance, just to say example, 60 points, 20 rebounds, and 5 assists, and they come out with a loss. So, you know, those stats don't mean anything. You know, this league is so talented. You know, it's just amazingly talented. So it's about team. You know, it's always going to be about team. You know, stats never matter because at the end of the day, it takes a team to win a game. You can't get away with individual talents and individual performances like in high school and college.
Joel, you always hear about winning time in the NBA, and often it's the veteran teams who know how to do that. In your short time in the league so far, what have you figured out about the difference between the teams that take over at that time and the teams that haven't figured it out yet?
With the 76ers, I kind of went through that at the beginning of the season. We couldn't close our games, and we were losing leads with like 2 minutes left. We can be up by 10, and then with 2 minutes left, and then the other team just comes back and beat us. So I went through that stage, and then lately we've been doing a better job of closing our games, and even when we're down, coming back and winning games. So it's all about, like I always say, you got to trust the process.
Trust the process from the crowd at Wells Fargo Center.
It's a learning time, and you learn through your mistakes and through the losses that you have, and you learn through that. And next time you do a better job.
Seems like I've heard that phrase before somewhere.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
That trademark or anything.
What about it, Devin? At the end of games, who winds up winning those games? What kinds of teams?
Just what you said. Team with probably the more veterans.
And what do they know that you guys don't know yet?
I mean, they're just comfortable in that situation. They've been there before, and we can say all we want. You know, we're the best young players in the league. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But till we haven't been to the playoffs, we haven't done it then. So you're playing against a team like the Spurs, or been there 20 straight years or something like that. You know, that's nothing to them. They've seen this situation before. They know what to expect, and they never get too high or never get too low. I think that's one thing that we need to work on as a team personally is consistency. You know, we'll run off 2 games really good, then we'll lose the next 3. So we just need to find that median and just never get too high, never get too low.
Post-Kobe, being young, inexperienced, all that's just going to be an excuse for a short amount of time. And sooner we get together as a team, a collective group, and realize that we got to step up.
At this stage, how does trash talk work with veterans? Either them to you or you to them?
I mean, I actually got to see it firsthand with Kobe. He would talk to players earlier in the season, and then when he was going through the retirement process, he kind of just was more, you know, jolly towards it. You know, he didn't really talk trash to guys. Guys didn't talk trash to him, and I saw it. But growing up, all I saw was him talk trash. So it was weird to be on the court with him or to be in practice with him and see him, you know what I'm saying, change the whole like just emotion of the whole practice. You know, you would see guys coming in walking on the court, shoes not tied, stuff like that. And then he would be on the table getting stretched. And as soon as we start playing, he was ready, and he just elevated the, you know what I'm saying, elevated the practice just from calling out one guy, you know what I'm saying? And then that made his teammates bring their game up, and then the next guy brought his game up. So I saw it firsthand, but I haven't really, I feel like it kind of went away, you know, this year. I mean, this day and age, guys don't really talk trash that much. So I don't really have too much to say on that.
Has that been your experience? I mean, I've seen you get into it a couple of times with guys here and there, and you're not a shy guy. Who's good at trash talk?
I don't think any of them. You know, when you trash talk, you got to be able to back it up. You know, there's a few players in the league that I already don't like. And when I don't like you, I'm going to let you know that I don't like you. And they know it too. But, you know, I'm just, like I said, I'm always trying to have fun. And if I trash talk is in a funny way, sometimes I do it in French too. And they're like looking at me like, what is he saying to me? But it's all, you know, I'm a fun guy. I love to have fun, and yeah.
What does good French trash talk sound like?
Just say stuff that they won't know what I'm saying. He kind of knows about it too. We went to high school together. I used to speak in French, just say dumb stuff in French, and everybody would look at me like, what is he talking about? Like, and usually what I learn is that Americans, especially when they don't know the language that you're speaking, they're like, they lose their mind. And so I kind of like picked up on it, and I've been doing that quite a bit.
Have you heard any good lines? French, English, or otherwise?
No, we've been cool. We're going to have some more battles in the future.
No, we're going to have battles.
Not just from Joel, but...
No, I think it was KG asked me who's probably the best trash talker I've seen recently, and it was actually that man right there.
Yeah.
So he talks probably the most to me. Of anyone, he's the one who talks to me the most, you know. And I know it's I love, but I'm talking about during the game, he'll talk trash. We could be walking up the court just so happenly, and he'll walk towards me just to give me a bump to walk away. But he backs it up again, so can't get mad at a person who could talk it but also walk it.
Care for a rebuttal?
That's not true, man. I don't talk trash.
What?
Sometimes. I mean, it just elevates the game. You know, I like to have fun with it, like Joel said, and you know, when people are trash talking, I feel like D'Angelo said, how Kobe changed the whole practice. I feel like everybody's game elevates. So, you know, I think those are the best games, the high intensity games when, you know, all the older players always say, you know, our generation's too friendly. And I agree with that sometimes. I mean, I might dap D'Angelo up before the game, but once we get in between the lines, we know it's business. Same with Carl, same with Joel. You know, I'm cool with these guys outside the court, but once we get in the game, you know, we're trying to do whatever we have to do to help our team win.
Any veterans have come at you?
Not really, honestly. I can't. No, last year, Lance Stevenson a little bit. You'll expect that.
It's not exactly breaking news.
No, I mean, I like it. Like I said, it elevates the games. It's fun to me.
D, what's been the difference for you guys, the entire environment post-Kobe? I mean, your rookie year was such an unusual season for anybody in that it was this ceremonial thing about Kobe in his last year. How different is it your second year?
I mean, it's way different. You know, once he announced, he deserved it. You know what I'm saying? He deserved every bit of the attention and whatever came with it. You know, and but we knew once he was gone, you know what I'm saying, we don't plan on coming back. So it's like we gotta step up. You know, and post Kobe, being young, inexperienced, all that's just going to be an excuse for a certain, like, just a short amount of time. And sooner we get together as a team, a collective group, and realize that we got to step up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta make it's a new era. We got to figure out what we're going to do, our franchise, our legacy, what we're going to do and leave behind. So I think that's the toughest part, and that's what we're going through now, trying to figure out what we're going to do now.
Joel, we waited and you waited so long to see you on the floor. And even now, because of all the restrictions, the minutes, etc., we just get these glimpses of what you can do. What do you think you've shown so far? What do you think you've proven?
I think I've proven that I belong in this league. To be honest, I'm surprised myself. I didn't think coming in I was gonna have some type of impact. I thought I was just going to come in and show flashes of what I could do in the future.
He's really not a rookie. I mean, he's playing like a seasoned pro. I mean, he's a franchise player. Oh, yeah. There's no question about that.
So I've been surprised myself, but I think I've shown that I belong in this league, and I got a long way to go. Like I said before, I want to take my game to the next level. I think I want to become a point guard by the time.
You said point guard.
Yeah.
You trying to say it straight.
You said point guard, right?
Yeah. I mean, I want to become a point guard when it's all said and done. So I got a lot of growing to do on and off the court.
What's the next step for you?
I just gotta find a way to win. I think for me, growth comes, with experience. I need to find ways to get in the playoffs and garner that experience, and it could take me far in my career. I think that once I find ways to help my team better win games and scratch out wins, I think that's when I'll take my game to the next level. So I gotta, watch a lot of tape. I gotta grow a lot as a player to give us the best chance to win. But I think that once I find ways to make it to the playoffs and find ways to first when you get in, just to find ways to get in the playoffs, I'll find ways to get deep runs and then also win championships possibly.
Devin, you've already made a reputation for yourself as a shooter and a scorer. I'm curious who you look at around the league and say, man, that guy can really shoot.
Me?
I mean, there's a lot, honestly. Obviously, Golden State, you got Steph, Clay, and KD. Tremendous shooters. Wouldn't say you, D'Angelo. But no, down in Houston, Ryan Anderson, Eric Gordon, James Harden. So, I feel like shooting is kind of contagious. So once a team's doing good, the ball doesn't stick, the ball's moving, everybody gets good shots, I think, people's percentages are a lot higher. So I think, shooting the ball comes a lot with what team you're on and the shots you take, shot selection, and being on those really good playoff teams. Yeah, I feel like you get better shots and great looks.
I'll put you on the spot. Who has the prettiest shot in the league?
Outside of myself,
Sure, we'll accept you for this, yeah.
Nelly.
I don't know. Who'd you guys think?
Clay.
Clay.
I would say if I can't pick you, I'll pick Clay.
Clay.
I actually like J.R. Smith too.
That's nice.
Real fluent.
Clay got that fundamental shot. Like
Clay
he's been
is
shooting that way since Fisher Price days.
There's a lot though. There's a lot of bigs shooting the three now this year.
Yeah.
Gasol.
That's unbelievable. So the league's changing. These
Shooting
two,
it well.
Porzingis, it's crazy. Score's tied. I always want to take that shot, miss or make. I want it to be on me.
Players like us, I think that when we get the ball late in the game, we feel that every shot's going to go in.
They're saying it, he's saying, I'm saying it like, we want those shots.
Social media is such a huge part of your generation. You're all involved to varying degrees. And all kidding aside, I'm going to start with you. What have you learned about do's and don'ts and what you can do, what you should do?
A lot, it can get you in trouble and it can make you a lot of money at the same time. A lot of guys take advantage of it the right way, and then a lot of guys don't know any better, and they follow up and get themselves in trouble. But it's all about how you handle it. You know what I'm saying? If you get that slap in the wrist and you get yourself in trouble, you can learn from it and turn the page and build a new reputation towards it. But or you guys that handle it well don't really. Some guys don't even handle their social media. They have assistants and stuff like that handle that. But I don't know. It's something that you can take either way you want to take with it.
What have you figured out about it? Do you feel like it's something you should do, you have to do, or something you want to do?
I think we should definitely do it. It's a way to interact with your fans. These people support us. They buy our jerseys. The NBA is nothing without, the people that are up in the stands. So, trying to connect with them
Hey Jenna, I just got exciting news that I'll be representing our Phoenix Suns in this year's NBA Draft Lottery in New York City. Since I'll be representing our great city and our great fans, I want to personally invite you and your family, the biggest Suns fans I know, to join me to take on New York City. Let me know what you think.
Let's go. You're gonna go with Booker.
I do some social media that I don't even like, honestly. I don't like Snapchat, but I do it because, you know, a lot of my fans say they want me to be on Snapchat. So, you know, they have that more personal connection with you once they, you know, see what you're doing around the house and things like that. So I try to stay connected in that way. I'm not really a fan of social media, but in that regards of connecting with the people that support you, you know, I think it's definitely a need.
So for you, it's more of an obligation.
Yeah,
Yeah?
I'd say so, yeah.
Well, and for you, it clearly is a lot of fun.
Sure, it's a lot of fun. You know, for me, it's a way for me to show my personality. You know, but you know, I mean, you can go back to when I got drafted. I think that's when I started all the craziness on social media and all that stuff. But I enjoy it. Like Devin said, it's a way for you to connect with your fans and just enjoy life, I guess.
I think it's a great way to get in touch with your fans, you know, interact with them. Like Devin said, I'm like him. I'm not really into doing social media. You know, I like, you know, just very kind of private life. You know, I kind of do what I got to do behind the scenes, and then, you know, that's it. But I think it's great. I think it gives us a chance to really, you know, let our fans and people see our lives and feel like they're part of it, you know, like they've been following us all day. So it's a cool way of, you know, giving people the chance to really, I guess, live vicariously through us as NBA players.
Joel, back to the subject of fun, which I know is one of your favorites. The dancing. We see a lot of you dancing.
Show us right now.
Sometimes when your bosses maybe would prefer you not be dancing. Well, what's with all the dancing?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty good dancer. I feel like I can be Future and like those music videos and stuff. So anytime I get a chance to like show off and like what I could do, that I could move, and I'm gonna do it. But you know, it just happens in the moment. You know, man, going back to going on stage, and I wasn't trying to dance and stuff, but it just happened in the moment. Felt like the adrenaline and just made me dance.
20 years from now, when we look back on this generation of players, what are we going to say that you guys did better than previous generations?
I don't know. I think we're going to be able to say that we took the first hit with social media. I think we're like kind of first generation to really deal with social media. And I think that we're going to be able to, bad or good, say that we led the way and let the next generation know the right things to do and the mistakes that we made, so the wrong things to do with social media. You know, we're blessed to be in a generation where technology is at an all-time high. It's more advanced than it's ever been. Interacting with fans is so much easier than it was for a previous generation. But, you know, I think that regardless if we like it or not, that we're going to be kind of like the test dummies for being social media, you know, for NBA players. So it's up to us to show how we do it and show how if we do it right, you know, we can lead them in the right direction, the next generation of NBA players to come in, show them how to use Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram to the fullest extent for their brands and also for their families. But, you know, if we continue to, you know, show that we could be idiotic at sometimes, you know, we could mess up the world. It is not NBA players, just everyone in the world, you know, how we use social media to a negative effect in society.
How about basketball-wise? You guys have touched on how the game is evolving. What do you think we'll look back on and say, this was the generation that really perfected what?
I'd say just how versatile our bigs are now. I don't think you've ever seen anything like it.
And feed for three, and down it goes!
Just how our bigs can shoot, pass, dribble, pretty much do everything. And there's very few players back in the day that could do that. So bigs are evolving. I feel like it's going to turn into everyone 6'8", 6'9", around that range that can play 1 through 5 and do everything. So kind of like the Draymond Green type, can guard 1 through 5 and can play 1 through 5.
Say small ball. growing up, you know, you watch, even before, it was always big center, power forward, maybe the same size, and then you got a point guard, shooting guard in between. I would say small ball in this era allows you to play guys within the same height, 5 guys within the same height. You know, looking at the Warriors' success, one of the first teams that I recognize that really did it, you know, and was successful at it.
I think 20 years from now, looking back, I think it's going to be about like how we change the game as far as like, you know, bigs being able to stretch the floor, put on the floor, do everything that guards can do, play off the pick and roll, pin downs and all that stuff. And then for guards, like posting up, play on the block more. So I think 20 years from now, that's going to be it.
7-foot point guards,
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Yeah, hopefully in the future, you know.
What does your mentality have to be to want the ball to hit a game winner? You've hit a buzzer beater.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it's going to be Booker's game to win it. Booker at the buzzer. Oh my goodness! And the Phoenix Suns win it on a bank shot.
I say it just starts how you were raised and when you were raised. I remember growing up on the playground, scores tied. I always wanted to take that shot. Miss or make, you know, I want it to be on me. And, you know, I put that pressure on myself. I feel like all the greats of the league have always put that same pressure on themselves. So, you know, you got to deal with the consequences, good or bad, and move on from it. Like D'Angelo was talking about earlier, it's 82 games. Can't get stressed out over that. If you missed a shot, I know I've missed a lot of late game shots this year, and I've made a few too. So, you know, like I said, always can't get too high, can't get too low.
And in that situation, does your age matter?
No, I don't think so. I think it's the person, his mentality, you know, the way he feels about that shot. You know, I think that players like us, I think that when we get the ball late in the game, we feel that every shot's going to go in, and we have that confidence that with the ball in our hand late in the game, we feel that our team is winning.
Wolves need a bucket to get the win and finish a sweep on this road trip. Towns underneath, gets it to go!
And I think that it's just a mentality. It's something that you have to have in you where you feel that when late in the game, the ball's in your hand, only good things will happen. And age doesn't, I think experience teaches you what kind of shot to take in that situation, but I think age doesn't have to, has anything to deal with you wanting to take the last second shot.
But even with your experience, clearly, you want to be that guy late in the game.
Oh, definitely. You know, I always tell my coach, I always give him the look if we're in that situation, and if he draws up a play for someone else, I just gotta give him the look. And I want that to be on me.
What's the look?
Make or miss.
Yeah, what's the look?
Just how you doing?
That's the look.
Yeah, what are you doing? And then now you gotta trust me, and now it's on me because I want the responsibility. I want to make the shot, make or miss. I want that to be on me because I feel like win or lose, you know, people are gonna be looking at the best player or whatever that is. So I just want the responsibility to be in that type of situation.
D'Angelo, are you honing a look of your own for these situations?
I mean, yeah. I feel like it comes with the credibility. You know, if you put the work in, your coach see you put the work in, you have that relationship with the coach at the same time that they want to go with you. You know what I'm saying? They want to go with who's hot at the time or because they got to make a tough decision too. You know, but it's something that comes down to just wanting it.
Russell for the win. Good! Redemption, and the ice in his veins is still there.
They're saying it. He's saying. I'm saying it. Like we want those shots. You know, you want the ball in your hand at that time. You know, everybody's prepared for those moments. You growing up, you counting down for yourself. Everybody got their celebration, whatever you want to say, and it goes from there.
I think the biggest thing too is you don't want kids to get mixed up that a game-winning shot is the most important thing. Like if you need to set a game-winning screen, you know, to get Devin open, or you need to be able to get a game-winning block like Joel, you know, those are things too that players who want that moment are willing to do to risk their body to get that W.
Well, here's hoping there are a bunch more game-winning shots and screens and rebounds in your futures. Fellas, it's been fun. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you.
Thank you.